So, disclaimer. I don't know. I know a lot of the people who watch me have a lot of problems with them. I know a lot of you guys have said that you're autistic and ADHD and this and that, and bipolar, PTSD. But as people who are watching me, time blindness, is that something that you struggle with, having no sense of time, finding yourself incapable to do anything like go to work because of time blindness? So we have this young lady here who I assume went to school, and I assume the problem she's been dealing with has been almost a lifelong thing. I assume then she went to school 3 hours late because she had no sense of time. So we're not living in the Stone Ages anymore. We're not having to look up at the stars or look at the sun into position and have sundials. We have this little thing called a cell phone. And she knows it exists because she's filming her stupid little TikTok on it. And when you have your cell phone, right? It's a marvelous little device. Have the button on the side, and actually sometimes you can just press the screen. And what do you know? The time pops up. Ah, and even cooler, you go in, you hit the clock, right? You hit the clock, and you can set alarms. Like I have one set for when I go to work. I wake up at 6:40 in the morning. If I take a nap or something when I come home, I've got one set to 3:30. Um, and you can set your alarms. And when it hits that time, an alarm will go off telling you, "Hey, hey, hey." So what's the excuse? What is this time blindness that people have seemingly to have, they struggle with? It's not a matter of time blindness. It's people like her on that certain side who feel like rules, regulations, and standards don't apply to them. Because I've known people with ADHD. I've known people who are autistic, and I've never heard of fucking time blindness. Because guess what? Especially with that, even as hard as it is to focus sometimes, all you have to do is try. If people were actually mentally incapable and you were being led around by someone else, that's one thing. But she's apparently a fully functional, fully thinking capable, neurons are apparently firing off just like they should. She's perfectly able to think and overcome this crippling disability she has. But instead she wants accommodations. Because why? Because fuck standards, fuck rules, fuck regulations. Who cares about that? Let's just go to work, dressed however we want, whatever. Oh, you want me there at 7 o'clock? Sorry, that doesn't work for me. I'll probably show up around 11:30, 12ish. I mean, that's what works best for me. Who fucking cares? This fucking participation trophy generation. And you see it with them because we've already covered shit where they're fucking in Starbucks complaining about having to work a 25-hour work week, having uh show up certain times and have standards and to wear uh have to wear like a uniform. But
For asking a very reasonable question. So I'm applying to go somewhere, and I just wanted to know: are there accommodations for people who struggle with time blindness and being on time? You know. And then the person I was with interrupted and acted like I was asking something else. And then when we were done, they actually started yelling at me and saying that accommodations for time blindness doesn't exist. And if you struggle with being on time, you'll never be able to get a job. Provided you're trying your absolute best to be there. And then they're like, your stupid generation wants to destroy the workplace. And yeah, I think that a culture where workers are just cut off because they struggle with being on time, when there's other solutions that we can look to, I think that just anybody who thinks it's okay to just treat people like that, yeah, that culture needs to be dismantled.
it's struggling to be on time. In fact, let me show you how fucking easy this is. So, what time is it right now? It is currently 4:55, so I'll do that one. So, it pops up. So right now, I'm going to go to 4 o'clock, and it's 4:56, so 4:57 is when it should go off. Alarm set for less than 1 minute. Turn my volume up. I'm doing this real time, just, you know, just so people can see how easy this is. So if you're struggling with ADHD and time blindness, this is how easy it is. Setting a freaking alarm. It's gonna be like the longest minute in my life. 4:56. There we go. Wow. Real fucking hard. You're on your phone, little missy. You're on your phone all the time doing your little, like, I don't see why we should have standards and, like, you know, be places on time. I clearly suffer with time blindness. You're on your phone all the fucking time. Set a goddamn alarm. Not that fucking hard. Stop using excuses for you wanting to be a lazy fuck. Well, I think we should just dismantle it, because who wants to be somewhere on time? Well, the person was absolutely right. Good luck trying to find a job in the workforce, in the workplace. Because if you refuse to show up on time and blame it on time blindness, no one's going to want to hire you. Again, it's not like you set your hours. It's on their time. You're the one being hired. You don't dictate. So when they say, oh, yeah, we'll have you here Monday, you know, actually most days they kind of, you know, alternate, but the times relatively stay the same. So they'll be like, okay, you know, you'll be here different days, but we'll have you come in first shift. You know, you'll be here from 7 o'clock to around 1, 2 o'clock. What are you gonna? Well, sorry, that I have time blindness. That doesn't work for me. And they're like, time. They're sitting there. They've got like their pen. They're like, time blindness. Yeah, I have a hard time keeping up with the time and being places on time. Why don't you set an alarm? You don't understand how hard it is. It's hard to focus on and set a fucking alarm. Well, you just then have your mom do it for you. If you struggle so much with it, she can do it. Put it next to your bed, and you can get up on time. Not that hard. So imagine this person going in and trying to debate the manager back and forth about why she can't be there on time. Because I suffer with time blindness. It's like, do you have a phone? It's like, yeah, I have a phone right here. Does it have an alarm clock on it? There you go. There you go. So there's also these tips. This is from clevelandclinic.org/time blindness. So 3 tips. Set a timer on your phone or another device to alert you when it's time to move on. Be mindful of when you engage of when you're about to engage in activities that tend to keep your focus. Try to avoid activities when you don't have time for them, like before bed or before you need to leave for an appointment. Try the if-then technique. Set a goal for yourself to reach, like making dinner. If you do that, then you'll do the next thing on your list, like read 2 chapters of a good book. Like, they're acting like this is some crippling disease that prevents them. Again, I'm sure she made it through school. She had to get up at a certain time to get to school, whether because her mom or her parents got her up, or, you know, they drove her, they had to take the bus. She had to get up at a certain time for school. Why does this generation think that like we need to make accommodations for them? Again, participation trophies. These kids have been raised to think that they can just whatever, whenever, and that people are going to accommodate them. Oh, I have some mentally crippling illness. What do you have? Time blindness. What now? Seriously, if you were a manager and someone came in and demanded like accommodations because they had time blindness, what would you do? You'd be like, huh. And so you don't have a phone or anything you could set a timer on? You, you don't understand. It's so hard to if a timer goes off, there's no saying if I'll actually listen to it. Huh. Why are you filling out for a job then? If you think you're so incapable, why are you filling out for this job? Well, I thought I could maybe get accommodate. No, 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 we don't do that here. We're expecting you here to do your job at a certain time. That's what we expect. Those are standards. But why why do we need all these standards? Why do we need to get up at a certain time? Why do we need to stay till and work and have to wear a suit or some kind of other because we have standards. But standards are part of the patriarchy. You're part of the patriarchy. Damn right. Damn proud of it. So you can either get up on time or you can go find your job somewhere else. You're like, damn, John, that was good. That was good. Especially that patriarchy part. Like, it's like, oh man, when you said patriarchy, I just jizzed all over the fucking screen. And if you're on your phone, it's like I have to clean my phone off now or something. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are into. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know why these people seem to think that we need to accommodate everything. You know, I've seen people who are actually mentally not there do just fine in a workplace. They're there on time. You know, you see these people who have like Down syndrome and stuff like that, and stuff is when it's really bad, it's probably a lot harder for them to do things than it is for her. And they're doing things just fucking fine. They're not making excuses. They're not asking for accommodations. No, they're working. Then you have this person like, I don't like waking up early. So I suffer from time blindness. So, like, you can hire me, but I'm going to come in at like 3-4 hours late because I'm an idiot and have no sense of time. And apparently, even though I'm filming my stupid little TikToks on a phone, my phone time doesn't work either. And, you know, I'm apparently living by myself and I've got no one around to remind me what time it is. You know, I'm just a little girl lost in this great big timeless world. No sense of time, no sense of self. Don't know where I'm going or where I'm going to end up. I don't know. I don't know. Uh-huh. Well, I've looked through your application and I don't think you're going to be a good fit here. Sorry. Anyway, you know, I've got 2 jobs. I have no problem being on time to work. As much as I hate my jobs or my job, I don't mind one of them. The other one with the factory, I just despise. And yet I'm there all the time. I'm there all the time when I'm supposed to be. I show up when I'm supposed to. I do my freaking job. I stay till when I'm supposed to. No excuses. I'm terrible with time sometimes, but guess what? That's what technology is here for, to help us out. Now, some people let it rule their lives, but no. Your phone, you're not supposed to be sitting there all friggin' day. You're supposed to use this to help you. You know, set your reminders. You know, you have your little notepad or whatever in there to set little notes for yourself. You've got your time as soon as you click the button or even tap the screen. There's no excuse. This is just something these kids are using as a way to try to topple how we have things structured. The way we have things structured, and it's worked for pretty much all of humankind, they're like, well, I don't like the way this works anymore, so we're gonna try to topple this and restructure it. Because it's not very kind to people who don't want to wake up on time. Well, then don't get a job. Then go on the street, live on the street like some miserable lazy fuck, and sit there and beg for stuff like you're already doing. Just do that instead. Because apparently, if waking up on time is too hard for you, good luck in the workforce. Good fucking luck. Anyway, that's gonna do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.